Well, Brian, that's the on-field preparations now complete ahead of the game on Saturday. How's the mood in the camp ahead of the first home league match of the season?
Yeah, the mood's upbeat. It's positive. Obviously, there's an excited element going into the game as well, being the first home game of the league campaign. So we want to make sure that we get off to a positive start on Saturday.
On the injury front, it was encouraging to see a lot more bodies on the bench. How close are we to seeing some of these returning players back on to kind of first team action?
Yeah, the issue is now that they've not had a great deal of on-pitch exposure. So yeah, you can train all you want, but it's when it comes to the minutes, the games, taking part in that. So we need to be mindful of that in terms of making decisions when we'll speak to the medical department and see where they're at, especially as an individual as well. We need to make sure that they're ready mentally going into the game. If they can be available for selection to start, then we'll assess that as the week progresses. Yeah.
You mentioned what you liked on Saturday, second half, and what you didn't like. Is it much a case of building on these positives and eradicating the negative elements that we saw on Saturday ahead of Saturday coming?
Yeah, we absolutely need to build on the positive, and it kind of was a game, after reflecting on the Spartans game, it was a game of two halves. The first half we were in, for large parts of it, definitely in control of it, and rightly so. We went in 1-0 up. Second half wasn't the way we wanted it to pan out, and that was a learning curve for the group in terms of how we're actually going to deal with that. And as well, I include, when I say the group, it's myself and Jim included in that. So there was a lot of learnings from myself from Saturday, but we can't neglect the positive stuff that we achieved in the first half. Granted, we would have liked more flashes of that in the second half, but we do need to do more, and we need to be more resilient and stand up to the deliveries coming into the box, because that's essentially what Bonnyrigg will bring. They'll be a lot more physical, and they'll be a lot more direct with it, and it's important that we stand up to that.
Well, leads me quite nicely then on to my last question. We do face obviously Bonnyrigg Rose, another relative newbie to the SPFL setup. Is that then what you're expecting on Saturday, as this kind of more physical match than perhaps Spartans gave us?
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll come and they'll put their stall out. And we played them last year as well, and they turned us over. And it's important that we right the wrongs from that. Granted that we've got a few new faces in, but the ones that are still in the building from last season, then it's important that we remember that feeling, because that's a feeling that we can't accept, especially going into this new campaign with new targets to meet. So it's important that we hold on to those types of feelings, and we make sure we channel things in the right manner.